It does help when you have something plugged in, doesn't it? Wow. All righty. Excuse me. Looks like the first one is South Florida Sunshine, Carol, and she's getting her son to bed. Be in here with us in a minute. I don't know. I might play the intro again. Hey, Shawnee. Good evening to you. Yeah, I had my mixing board unplugged. Plated tomato, potatoes, not tomatoes, potatoes. Awesome. How much did you get? But someone else might have to come up here and talk for me. It's not working. How much did you put in the ground, Shawnee? Potatoes. Ooh, so what tonight's gonna be like? It's gonna be blah, 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 blah. Y'all would need a translator. Evidently, not enough coffee today. Red Pontiac, red Kennebec, and Purple Magic. Filled 3 rows that are 20 feet long. Awesome. That ought to do you, all the way through winter. Yeah, I like red potatoes. I like any kind of potato, but red. I use a combination of the red potatoes and Idaho potatoes to make potato soup. And then usually about half a box of potato flakes, which I have made it without the potato flakes. It's just as good. And haven't made potato soup in a while. Of course, when I make it, I make so much that I can't eat it all. And I'd have to store it in the freezer or something. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. Is potato soup. Really, anything out of potatoes. Got all kinds of stuff growing. It's all in the seed starter. Might show my seed starter here in a little while. Excuse me, I'll just wait for a few to come in. It was a pretty day just by being kind of cool out there. See if we have any more daylight left. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the wind has died down at all, really. I mean, it's calm. It's more of a breeze here past 2 days, but man, all week it was crazy. Always wind blowing. That's what we're looking at here. Let me bring the weather up. My computer thinks. Wait a minute. Yeah, 33 tonight, 62 tomorrow, 40 Monday night, Tuesday 68, Tuesday night 50. Drop back down to about 40 to 48 for Wednesday, Thursday. The high is 68 in the daytime. So we're starting to climb back up again. By next Sunday, we'll be in the 80s. Oh, Lord. Yeah. The weather can't make up its mind. Yeah, I don't mind storms just as long as they're not too severe. Definitely the time of year for just about any kind of storm. Here it seems like this year is just like topping all the storms that we've had in the past. Now, if that camera could see at night in color, I wonder what that looks like. Poke my nose out the window. Well, it looks about the same. There's a little orange glow along the top of the trees, but other than that, it's exactly how you see it on the camera right now. Yeah, I started early tonight, so I may have thrown everybody off. I didn't mean to, but I started early and I didn't even think to check and make sure my microphone and mixing board were plugged in and all this other stuff. And I'm not sure what's going on with my computer. It's been acting up here lately, and I think it's due for me to clean out files and do a disk defrag and all that good stuff. I hate doing that because it takes hours, but it's been I don't know, it's been running weird lately. So far, all my antivirus software is checking okay. You don't have any viruses, but you know how it is. They're jacking with everything now, aren't they? Just you're at the mercy of those hackers out there. Oh, and I know. Let's see here. Hey, Brenda. Good evening to you. Freedom Redbird. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Totally my fault. Keeping everybody out of trouble there, Brenda. I know that's an all day job. You know, I'm just being hopeful. had the heater on as low as it'll go, and it's still too hot. So we'll just leave it off. I got 4 kittens back here on this couch behind me playing. Evidently, that's their little playground. No, Brenda. I kind of jogged my memory there. Sorry, I know it's rough. Don't worry, you don't have to do any catch up. I'm sure the Wigs and Wenders and the rest of them are all keeping everything fairly in line. Fairly. Just, just enough that when you come back, it won't be a total disaster. Well, ain't that the truth? Yeah. Yeah, I do know. I know that bunch just a little bit. Yeah, well, they are an awesome bunch. Wild, but they're an awesome bunch, and you're certainly blessed to have them in your life for sure, Brenda. Never a dull moment. I may have to turn the scanner down just a bit. Any other time you can barely hear them. Yeah, we have radio problems here in our county with EMS and fire. Mostly EMS. Usually it's like, and then you got dispatch over there. You're 10-1, which means, I could barely hear you, and they're going like, and I mean, I'm like my neighbor. I had my scanner wide open, still couldn't understand what the EMS was saying. Yeah, I know there's been some storms. Yeah, pretty nasty one, but this has been going on for a year, Shawnee. This EMS and their radios are horrible. I think our county with the lowest bid. The lowest bid gave them somebody else's headache. They probably used equipment. Honestly, they act like they're afraid to talk into a microphone. So, and sometimes it sounds like the mic is still hanging on the dash and they're sitting back in the seat about 3 feet away. This is a EMS 34 dispatch. You're like, huh? EMS 34 dispatch? Huh? I mean, come on. Are they giving radio classes anymore? Well, they better not be shy in this business because communications is key. Yeah, speak up and get in the mic and because heck, if dispatch has to keep asking you what did you say by saying 10-1, you're wasting precious minutes. And those people need to realize that. They need to take them some kind of class and teach them the correct way to use the radios. And then the county needs to spend some money on some real radios. I think they got somebody's junk that was laying in an old shed for 2 or 3 years. Sounds horrible. I can hear dispatch fairly well, but they've got a hum, which tells me their power supply is no good in their transmitter. That's why they call Casey County Crazy County. Uh, 6 inches from the mic is acceptable, and speak in a normal, clear voice. Don't be, nobody can see them while they're on the microphone, just their partner. I just don't understand. It's such a critical part of working for emergency services is to get on there and be able to be heard and understood. Here you go. That's fire. And, one person had to repeat to dispatch just now. They said so and so is in there, but his radio is so low we can't hear it. I mean, there you go. Kelly, what's going on, Kelly? I bring it every day. It's good to see you, my friend. And I just want to add too that EMS and fire have brought their concerns to the county, because there are some places apparently the radios don't even reach. So they've done it twice now, and so far we haven't heard of or seen any changes made yet. So yeah, maybe they'll get on the ball. Maybe they'll fix that crap, but stop relying on used equipment. What you been working on, Kelly? That time for yard sales and stuff to go on. Joanne Glass, what's going on? Just saw Brenda in here just a few minutes ago. Just sipping on some Lipton iced tea right now. There you go. There she is. Joanne Brenda was in the shadows. Oh, control burn. Well, they can slow their response now. Tell them. All right, Carol. We're still here. You can tell he's from the South. You don't see no far yet. Far. They've been calling all that equipment out there, and it turns out it's a little fire about a foot by foot wide. Hey, Shannon Barrett, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. There's Carol popping back in again. Busy woman there. He's out there looking for the fire. He still don't know. He still don't see no fire. Yes, please hit that like. It's a little slow tonight. Just an unprepared, controlled chaos live tonight. we're well, we're well into the chaos because I've not got anything prepared. I might show the plants though. We do. I do have quite a bit starting in the seed starter. Some of it will have to go outside. Oh, he found the fire. Well, good thing they found the fire. Well, no kidding. I think we might still be under a burn ban, so I don't know. I'll look it up real quick. No local burn bans, so they're good. Do need to keep some water around their fire, though. I mean, fire. Yeah, what that was a waste of manpower sending everybody out. They could have sent one person out, and he could have, assessed the fire, and then, you know, they could have toned it out, sent everybody out. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. I kind of wished I left the video roll just for a few more seconds. They, I don't quite know what's gotten into them here lately, but and those two don't normally fight, but apparently this time they were just, I don't know, here lately they've been, I'm cutting in and out on Joanne's side. Anybody else here cutting out or anything? Yeah, they were serious. I don't know what's going on with those two. They don't usually fight, but I'll I'm gonna bring that up. I'll bring that video up here. Just let me get to it. Let's see. It should be in shorts. There it is. My other male cat, he just popped up from behind the. Uh-oh. Darpaw just popped up. He's all ready to start a fight, and he doesn't even know what's going on. Hey guys. Uh-oh. Yeah, they like I said, they don't normally fight, but something is going on with those two. They've been at each other's throats for over a week now. I don't know if build a cage around them. Yeah, like a fight cage or something. Just let them go at it. Hey Bob, what's going on, Bob? Uh is it okay? Well, I mean, I'm more than willing to check on my end too because as I said at the beginning of the stream, I've been having issues with my computer, and I guess everybody's been having trouble with the internet because people messing with it. You know where they are. The sun rises in the east. Oh man, yeah, you know, those two normally all you hear out of them is just is a meow here and there, but wow, this week they've just been after each other every chance they get. I have to go out there break them up. Let me see. Camera's working all right. Okay, I'm gonna get my plants. I'm gonna show you what's going on in the starter plants, starter thing. Yep, it's one of them days again. The brain is not talking to the voice. Be right back. Well, folks, I don't think I'm going to be able to move that without spilling the water out of it. So let me come up with another idea. Um, yeah, I'll just chat with each other right over here just for a minute. I'm sure my plants were wondering why I turned the sun back on just now. Let me transfer these from my phone to the laptop, then I could share. Let's see here. Looks like I'm not connected to Windows right now. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I don't know. My computer's been acting really funny here lately, and I started taking things off the tray, system tray there, because I thought, well, maybe just for the off chance that it was causing my phone or causing my laptop to run weird, I would take a lot of that stuff out of that tray. Of course, it's all those icons that are quick to, you just click on them and everything opens for you. But that they didn't fix it. I'm not quite sure really what even to make of it. So what I'll probably end up doing is just go through the motions. I'll clean out all the extra files and delete trash, and then more than likely do a disk defrag, which could take a few hours. If you've ever done a disk defrag, you'll know what I'm talking about. It takes forever, but so much of your computer problems can be solved by just going in and cleaning out files and doing a disk defrag, and just make sure you don't have anything on there that shouldn't be on there, like viruses. So it looks like we should be able to present. Share the screen window. I'll go to phone link. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that part. Okay. So, yeah, I had to turn the artificial sun on to take this picture. I'm sure my plants were going, what the heck, man? We're over here trying to sleep. So you see that row of beans, they definitely need to come out very soon. This one's already pushing the clear lid. That's after about a week and a half. And then let's see. See if we can find the next one. Yeah, not a very good shot. But yeah, of course, that was taken with the grow lamp. So grow lamps probably not very good for camera work. Yeah, it's I want to say about 80% of that I planted in there is already popping up out of the soil. So I'm being hopeful. What's my hair doing here? It's probably time to cut all this. It's getting bushy and wild on me. There's stuff outside. It's growing pretty well too. I see 3 of the sunflowers coming up. I got beans out there coming up already. What else? Maybe some tomatoes. It's too early to tell. Okay. I see Joanne said it was her internet. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it It's hard to get good service anymore. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Shannon. Yeah, I'm not gonna go hog wild this year. There's just some things that I want, especially potatoes and tomatoes. Don't know if I'm gonna do any squash this year. I love my squash, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do any. Maybe I might just do one, because I do plan on making. I want to make some mounds, and I'm gonna have to go up into the woods and get some more of that wonderful soil from under the trees there, and maybe I'll make some mounds with that, and I'll put my watermelons in one mound, and uh, maybe a squash in the other. So, like I said, I'm not doing a great big garden this year. Just growing some stuff that I've wanted, and I'm not gonna worry about the rest. I've got some grow bags out there. One of the grow bags has got pretty much a salad bar, is what I'm going to call it. It's got kale and uh, chives and some parsley. I don't know what all I've got. I've just basically it's a garden. It's a garden. A salad garden is what it is. So that's all in one bag, and I'll just be able to pick from that whenever it's ready. Nothing like a fresh salad. Oh yeah. Yeah, after the hurricanes. Hey, gardening warrior. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that, Q. Hope things get better for you and her. One of these days, right? When you get around to it. Let me let's see, copy that. Go to my channel. Yeah, things aren't loading as fast as they should. And that darn emoticon thing is in my way. Again. All right. Hey, Angel's Crafty Halo. How you doing, Angel? I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, that's what Joanne's having trouble with her internet as well. I'm glad you made it in here, Angel. The full pink moon for April is this week. You know what? Funny, you should say that, Shawnee. If you're up on scripture where it mentions the blood moon, where God would, the sun would no longer show its light in the. Okay, Joanne, have a good night over there. Thank you for stopping in. And the moon would turn blood red. That's Is it coincidence or is it something that's scriptural? But the moon is rusting and it's turning red slowly but surely. Um, so it has technically it should not rust because there's an absence of oxygen on the moon, and oxygen is one of those things that causes things to rust, basically. Uh, However, there's all the other elements, needed for rust to happen. Now, this is the scientific take on it. But, I just want to point out that hematite is it's a heavy and relatively hard oxide mineral. I'm reading this directly from Botanica. Okay, that constitutes the most important iron ore because of its high iron content, about 70%, and its abundance. Uh, its name is derived from the Greek word for blood. Take that for what it's worth, or however you want to interpret that. But the Bible does say that the sun would not give its light and the moon would turn blood red. Just saying, folks. Um, I point that out because I saw that movie, or not movie, sorry, a video last night about how that that was in prophecy that towards the end times that would happen. But like I said, take that for what it's worth. I'm not gonna shove my religion on anybody, but yeah. And that was another thing too. Yeah, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And of course, NASA and whoever else is involved with space and everything, and trying to explain everything away, because it can't be a god. Of course, for them it can't be a god because science is their religion. But they were saying, well, what's happening is that the Earth is spewing out all this dust and everything, and the moon is caught up in its wake, in our gravitational wake, and we have this protective layer, magnetic layer around us, and this it streams out into space as it blows off the sun because our atmosphere protects us. But there's a wake behind it, and that's going off into space, and they're saying, well, the moon's caught up in that, so it only made sense for uh, rust to be apparent on the moon. So that's the scientific take on it. Yeah, Bob, I know, but it needs to be mentioned, and things are a little weird, aren't they? I mean, you have to admit it's really hard to not notice just how chaotic things are. Yep. And not to bring it, I don't want to bring everybody down, but it certainly is, food for thought. The moon and the earth used to share a magnetic field, but the moon doesn't have one anymore. Yeah, it's amazing the changes around us. Yeah, it is. Very hard to ignore. You can't ignore it. And I think, if a person was to read the Bible for the first time and they read everything, all the books that lead up to where we are right now, they probably their jaw would hit the ground. They'd be like, whoa. Because there are quite a few, there's some famous people that are realizing, whoa, wait a minute. And most of the people that are seeing this they're not even Christians. They probably never read the Bible. And if they did, it was because they were using it to reference something that they are covering in one of the YouTube videos. Excuse me. Yeah, 1,000 years to God is but a day for him. And, time is constructed by man. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for coming in. I hope everything gets better for you there. And we'll see you on the YouTube streets, my friend. Have a good night. Yep. They certainly do. Huga, Homestead. What's going on? No problem, Brenda. Lots of love from Kentucky. Yes. Mass media is evil. Well, they're just the puppets, Bob, and they go along with whatever they're told to go along with. They go along. Excuse me. To quote Alex Jones from back in 2000, he said most people go along to get along. But you know what is sweet will now be bitter, and what is bitter will be sweet. What we used to know is slowly flip flopping on us, isn't it? Bob is a weirdo neighbor, made himself known anymore as he left you alone. I was out taking pictures and video. Excuse me, I may have to go switch to coffee. I was taking videos and some pictures to add to that little intro video at the beginning of the stream. And as I'm walking through my front yard back to the back door to come in, this guy across the road starts yelling, "Hey, hey!" I never answered to hey. I never answered. I don't know if he was yelling at me, yelling at somebody else that just pulled up, but I never answered a hey. I'm like, if you don't know my name by now, just don't even bother, because I'm not going to answer to hey. I'm not a hay bale. Yeah. Yeah. Humanure, right? Humanure. That's hard to say. Say it a few times, it doesn't sound right at all. About a little bit of cuteness for tonight here. Oh no. Wow, that railroad radio, that robot was distorted. Wow. Well, maybe my scanner's about done. I don't know. I'm not buying another one. How about that? Let's see if we can just get rid of the private stuff on the right there, or left there. There we go. How was that? Yep, it's in Revelations, but it's also in many books that lead up to Revelations. I don't know how to show that without showing the. I don't have anything important on the left, sir, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, little bundles of joy. Two of them curled up on the couch with me last night, and then here comes Dark Paw. He's like, "Oh no, I got to get in on that cuddle stuff." So yeah, they had Dark Paw and two kittens trying to push their way in, but did Mystery show up? No, unfortunately not. And I something deep down inside says that something has happened to Mystery. Uh, hope not, because he was the oldest. He was practically a senior. I don't know. I miss a little turd if what I think happened to him, if that's the case, I'm going to miss him. He was, like I said, the oldest cat out of the bunch, and he did his own thing, but he did come back home and get his food and his lovin's and spend a little bit of time with me, and a couple hours depending on the weather. If it was really bad weather, he would stay in until it cleared up. But I don't know. No, no, Mystery's boy. He's the big monster cat I've got. And I don't know. He's quite. He's pretty old. Sometimes pets go away because they don't want you to see them, pass away. But I don't know. I don't know if that was the case or not. Uh, and we do, we've got predators, so very good possibility. Anything could have happened. He was a good one, though. Not too sure if I've got. I don't think I've got a picture of him that's easy to get to. It's probably. Probably. Oh, okay. I've got a picture of him. It was a little easier to find than I thought. Welcome in, Lucy Warren's World. That is mystery. And that picture does not show his true size. He was a big boy, a really big boy. And he had quite a bit of weight to him. So when you picked him up, you get up into my at 57, you wonder if next time you pick something up, you're going to break your back or whatever, or something's going to get thrown out. Well, picking up this bad boy right here, you wondered if you were going to throw your back out. He's pretty hefty. Yeah, no matter what, as long as you guys are together and you guys work together, you could see your way through just about anything, Bob. That's just how it is. And that goes for anybody that's got a mutual assistance group, a MAG. You're going to make it through as long as you all work together. But the main thing is that prayer helps a whole lot. But yeah, I'm just I don't know. I'm seeing I'm seeing the stuff. I'm seeing the signs, and I'm I think as human beings, we expect things to be like they are in the movies. Of course, movies are going to go over the top. They're going to do the special effects. They're going to spend thousands and millions of dollars on special effects. And I think we might expect these signs to be as big as a movie. As all the bang and the disaster and just crazy stuff that we expect the signs to be that big as Hollywood, but that's not how it works. They're, for the most part, they're subtle. And I think once everything just takes off and he really just shows people what he could do, it's going to be way better than a movie or way worse than a movie, however you want to look at it. Yeah, I'm still here, Bob. Bob, if you want to come up, I pinned the link at the top of the chat, I think. One of my moderators could confirm that. I might be able to look at it here in a second. Yeah, I did put the StreamYard link at the top. For those of you that didn't see it, I'm going to play the intro video, and while that's playing, I'm going to run and get that coffee real quick because the tea's just not cutting it. And let me see if I could do this without breaking everything. And looks like I did. All right. that was the intro video I made for tonight. And boy, I had a time getting that even put together. Where I was having trouble with the computer. I still not 100% sure what's going on with the computer, but I don't think the cam failed, is it? Bob's starting to worry me. Am I live, or is just Bob's internet being weird? So I got the hot water going. I thought it was still warm, but no. So no coffee for me just yet. This is next. As I said earlier, I'm wanting to do watermelons. And I think we'll do, I might just do summer squash. I'm not quite sure just yet, but I'm definitely going to do the watermelons and the squash, and that'll be it. No, I've got some corn in the ground, beans, tomatoes, the salad I mentioned earlier, pretty much a mix of different greens. What else is? I know there's something else. Wow, I don't know. There's still, like I said, a lot of stuff in that planter too. So, but I hear my coffee water getting hot. Kale is one of the things. Okay, so kale is one of the things that'll be in that salad bag. We'll just call it a salad bag or salad bar. So hopefully all that will come in around the same time, and I can just pick from it and make me a salad out of it. And tell Walmart they could stick their overpriced food where the sun doesn't shine. I won't have to go shopping. I could just go in my backyard or go in my other room here, grab something fresh and eat it. I mean, it's the whole point of it. So grab a tomato, cut that up, put it in my salad. Certainly cheaper than going to Walmart. Every time I turn around, there's something. And that's another thing when I order stuff. There's one more thing on Walmart.com that they don't cover anymore, that they won't ship. You know, that started with coffee. With a big tall can of the Walmart brand coffee. I used to buy that and sent to my house, shipped in 3 days. That's been off of the list for God, I don't know how long now. You can't even order it. You go to the store, you can buy it all day long. God, I don't know. It's just a whole list of things that they've taken off, and I've left them feedback and emails and stuff. And I said, look, I don't know what you're pulling. I said, your shipping is horrible. I'm getting dented cans of food here. I said, your packing sucks. And, the time used to be 3 days, and now it's up to 4 days, 5 days at times. I said, I don't know what y'all are doing up there, but you keep doing like this and nobody's going to order from your website anymore. They'll go somewhere else. So I don't know if anyone else has had to deal with not delivery, but shipping from, which are the same damn thing. But for some reason they want to call it two different things. Delivery is when they deliver it to your house within the day. Shipping is like 2 to 3 days, right? And it's like, the list is just getting smaller and smaller of things that you can order. Hey, Gear, what's going on, Gear? Yeah, we're having a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Staying out of trouble for the most part. Here's my coffee water. That's hot, so just hang in there. I thought my coffee water was ready, and then I went over there, and there's a freaking fly in it. I ain't drinking no fly coffee. Hey, Near, what's going on? Good to see you in here tonight. As the cat shoves my laptop around. Little turd. So is that does anybody have any special plans for the summer besides gardening, like, trips and stuff like that? Maybe vacations, or just gonna stay around the house this year because things are so ridiculously expensive. Yeah, a fly won't hurt me much. Wake up the next morning and I only speak in buzzing. I like the movie The Fly. I'll be mutated human fly. Nah, that fly won't hurt me at all. You might look, it's one of those nanotechnology things where it's, micro. It's a bug. It's listening in on you, taking video and stuff. Weird stuff. Wake up with a yeah, extra protein. Wake up with 800 eyes. Yeah. Flies are nasty if you think about where they land and don't really care. Just think cows and cow manure. Oh. Gear's finishing up supper and then that he could eat. What are you fixing? I woke up too early, huh? Bearded dragon. I know somebody who's got a bearded dragon. I believe, yeah. Yeah, she's over in the UK. JG's Cats and Things. She's got all kinds of critters in her room. It looks like Gear's been right at it, man. Hard at it. Transplanted tomatoes, basil, marigolds, and other flowers. Watered the garden. Played badminton with the kids. Awesome. Ah, looky here.
How do? How do? How do?
What's going on?
You asked vacation. Well, I saw a review of a small resort on Puget Sound out. You know how Washington's got a peninsula? It's out on the peninsula on Puget Sound. It was a couple that here in Washington, and they went to a small resort, and they gave a pretty good review of the place. And I told Mrs. about it, and one of the ladies she works with has been there, so we
Yeah.
might go stop in there sometime this summer.
Ah, cool.
And it's got real relaxed atmosphere on the edge of the woods. Little hiking trails into the woods, and Puget Sound. You know, it's part of the ocean, but it's not the ocean. You know, but that's for Mrs. She likes the ocean. I like the woods, so
Yeah.
might be a little something for both of us. You know.
Awesome. Sounds like fun.
But also, it interested me was the menu in the restaurant that was highly rated, and the fish and all that comes right out of Puget Sound, right there. So that would be nice to get some really good fresh fish of some kind, maybe some halibut or cod, or you know, there's oyster farmers nearby there, so we'll see what they got. Hopefully,
If the missus asks you why you got that fish, say for the halibut.
for the halibut.
Sorry, that's a bad dad joke.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she loves her fish. Well, I do too. I like halibut. I think halibut and cod are my two favorites. But you can keep the salmon. It's a little too strong for me. You
Yeah.
know.
I don't care how you fix salmon. I still can't. I just can't eat it. Can't wait.
It's part of our food chain here in the Northwest. But if I had something sitting next to it, I'm going to go to something next sitting next to it. I'm not going to seek it out. You know. Yeah, it's just not. You know, I'll eat some cod or some halibut or something else, but salmon, it's just too strong. Even my wife, a fish eater, she doesn't like salmon.
All right.
Hmm.
I agree. I cannot.
Yeah,
And it was one of those things. My first marriage, when we started to get down to the bare minimum, didn't have enough money to buy. We had backup, and salmon for some reason was the backup. Oh,
uh-huh.
I ate those salmon patties. I had to choke them things down. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. Well,
Ugh.
you know, any meat, if someone says, well, if you put a whole bunch of lemon on it and a whole bunch of onions and then it's great. Well, no, it's not. You're hiding the real flavor. That's how they cook salmon here. Lemon slices and lemon juice, and then stack up Walla sweets on top of it. It's like,
Yeah.
why are you eating that when you don't like it? I don't care for it.
Nah, no, I don't care how you fix it. You could give it some big fancy name and put, you know,
Yeah.
dressings around it. Like, she could dress it up in garland and glitter. I still won't touch it.
Yeah. It's putting perfume on a pig.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I can't. No, no.
Yeah, the salmon patties were big when I was growing up because dad was in construction, and there were some times when he just didn't have work. We had to make that unemployment check stretch. Mom would make us salmon patties. And like, yeah, okay, I'll choke it down. But, if I have a choice, I'll go right past it and get something else.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. If it was the apocalypse and I went to the grocery store and everything was empty for one can, but there was one can of salmon, I'd burn it before I'd burn it to eat it. I'd
Brother,
rather taste the charcoal.
Barry, your cats would kick your ass if you threw out salmon. What are you doing? That's fish. Oh my God.
My cats wouldn't even let me eat it, Bob. That's the main thing. I'd be like, what, kitties, I love you. You go ahead and have the whole can. It's all right. I'll forage.
That'd be all right. Yeah.
I'll forage in the woods.
Boy, wouldn't they be mad as hell if you threw that out.
Is that wait a minute. I'm not seeing her. Did Hedgehog's Homestead come in, or am I missing something? Hayden said hi, Laura.
Well, hello, Lucy. I checked out your page. Checked out your page for a moment. Hello, Lucy. But well, I think I should mention something that, well, it's coming up on summertime now, and so I'd like to see some folks putting some extra food and water in their cars, because the radicals across the country are stopping freeways and highways again. So don't get stuck out there with nothing to eat or drink, Just my own little 2 cents worth. I've got a little bit of stuff in all of our cars, so I think it'd be a good idea to put a little bit of something in your car, because you never know where you're going to get stuck,
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's all right, Aiden there. As hard as Laura works, I would say that she's probably sleeping right now. Laura's been hard at it, man. Yeah. Her and Chris both.
She has been. Mm-hmm. She has been.
Their little homestead is really coming together. I'm really proud of them.
Well, they got really lucky with all that lumber and with the what was it, sawdust or wood chips? Man,
yeah,
they scored there.
She said in her video she thinks they might get another load. So great. Yeah, it looked really good. And she said, good thing it's the small stuff. So
okay.
It's not those great big chunks. You get it, you go to Lowe's or you get a bag of it or something like that. It's like huge chunks, and that's how they get you. You think you're getting, 50-pound bag, and it turns out, it's bulky, really bulky. You can't use it. Well, you can, but it doesn't. Yeah.
I'm going to be running into that soon. I don't have a pickup truck to haul stuff, so I'm going to have to buy bags of beauty bark. Maybe by the end of the summer or somewhere in there. Yeah. Oh man.
Aiden there, don't feel bad. I really should be reading, like wearing my reading glasses, but I like the computer. I can see it unless it's like really tiny print. Then I have to get my glasses, or I have to use the magnifier on my screen. I still haven't figured that out. There's a magnifier option in Windows, but I still haven't figured out how to make that work. But anyway, yeah, Bob, I threw some soil out, and I kind of felt silly about it now. But I threw some soil out last year, and I kind of felt silly that I did it, and it's laying in front of the porch on the ground. And I said, you know what? That's still good. That's still good soil. It's in the grass. It's laying in the grass. Why not use it where it's at? Just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
So I grabbed some pinto beans and I put them in the in that dirt, and they're about 3 or 4 inches tall now.
Right on. Right on.
I said, "Oh yeah,
good enough." Yep.
Because I could run some sticks or something right up against that porch and into the ground, and they could trellis up that up up those sticks along the porch there. So the porch is only about 3.5 feet off the ground, or maybe 3 feet at the most.
Well, I did something similar last summer, Barry, because darn earwigs are getting into the pots for my flowers, and it's like, oh man, I get so frustrated with the insects when they destroy stuff. So I just dumped it into the recycling bin. I should have been thinking, pour it out in the grass where there's predators that will
Uh-huh.
find those earwigs and kill them. Like there's a lot of jumping spiders in my grass. But I didn't think ahead. Didn't think ahead. Should have done what you did. Just dump it out on the ground. Let nature take care of it. Oh, Carol, did I tell you about my eye doctor? They
A hot Philippine.
yeah, my eye doctor, new one. Mrs. drove me over there because I had to get those drops in my eyes for the exam, and the technician said, well, doctor will be in just a minute. Here she is, a 30-something-year-old hard body Filipina. It's like the sun just raised. Yeah. Oh, my favorite flavor, But it was very. She grew up over there. Then her parents, and she immigrated to Canada. She married an American, and they're living here now, and she's practicing medicine here. And I was talking to her in Tagalog, and then she came out and met my wife, and she paid respect to my wife, which was really, really nice, really nice,
That's awesome.
Isn't it though?
Well, last time I went to my eye doctor was too long ago. And there's several of them in there. And the one that they always I can't say stuck me with, but because that'd be like, saying I got the bottom of the barrel, but I didn't. And she was sweet brunette. Yeah. Really nice woman though. And
mm-hmm.
I had somebody with me so I wouldn't have to drive because my eyes were dilated, and even with those dark things that they give you, you still things still bother you.
Oh boy, Barry, I tell you, I've never been that affected previously, but this time when they put the drops in my eyes, as soon as we came outside the building, I had to grab my wife's arm because I went blind, just like a sheet of white. Oh boy, hon, oh.
Yeah, that's me. And it lasts for a while. It doesn't, it clears up, but everything's just like somebody had turned the sharpness and the clarity up to like 1,000, and you're like, I can't drive. I can't. You're gonna have to drive. I can't. I'm like,
yeah.
I was afraid. Well, what's next? Am I going to run into somebody? And I thought, this might be best I don't drive until
it would be, yeah.
Up. But it's always nice to have someone else drive once in a while anyway, because I was always the one that drove. And both my exes had trouble with perspective. So like they couldn't tell if a vehicle was too close to them or not until it was too late.
Okay.
Yeah. Or we were almost on it. So
yeah,
I was looking for that imaginary brake. And I never said, you can't drive because you can't see. I always let them drive if they wanted to. But 90% of the time I was the one that drove because at the time my night vision was good and I could still drive at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I have astigmatism, and like lights at night look like stars. They'll have like the starburst.
Oh, okay.
they're exaggerated, and I have a hard time with that. So what I do is these people have got these LED headlights that you can see up a gnat's ass at 1,000 yards.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What I do is when you know they're coming up, so I look over to the right to the white line on the road. And that way I'm still kind of using my peripheral vision to see what's ahead of me, but I'm concentrated on that white line until I see that car pass me, and then I look straight ahead again. I hope my eye doctor's not watching, because be like, you didn't say anything about night vision. Hey, Belt Loop, what's going on?
Yeah, I got to go back over to the office and pick those up. I'll call them back tomorrow and make an appointment because they've got to get the glasses fitted to me, so that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Get some new glasses again. Hello, Belt Loop.
I read too much into that, Bob. In my head, I was hearing you say you were going to check her out again with your glasses on.
That don't. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna see the doctor or not, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I won't say no to that.
Yeah,
I won't say no to that.
Belt Loop 29, aka the YouTube police. He's writing out a report.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's for work.
I think he saw that your two cats were about ready to go to hooks, and he made writing a report on.
Oh yeah, somebody has to. I don't think it's gonna make
a little criminal.
Yeah, it won't change anything. They'll be at each other's throats again tomorrow.
Yeah, as long as they got some lady friend around, they're gonna fight over her.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if that's it or not, unless the neighbor's cat is in heat, which could be.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, I've got. Yes, it's for work. As a police officer, I have to do reports from time to time. I assure you, it wasn't about a cat. Well, I'm going to show it. I'll show it again since you weren't here, Belt Loop. Hopefully, it doesn't distract you from your work.
I think we've got to taser those two cats. It's the only thing that's going to stop them.
You think?
Taser and a straitjacket.
All right. Well, I'll hold a straitjacket. You put the cat in it.
No,
yeah.
No. I need like some serious body armor for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's a good deal, but Gary, a slow night means you can breathe.
There they are.
Every time I play this, Darkpaw raises up and starts. He's ready to fight.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. That's a fact. Uh-oh. She's my girl. Stay away from her.
Yeah.
She's my girlfriend. Don't make me tell you again. There we go.
That's the joys of bringing up cats. And they are. And every time I do that, every time I play that,
There we go.
Here comes
Yeah.
one of the mamas, and Dark Paws over there. He was
Mhm.
asleep, and I played it. He raised up. He's ready. He's like, "Where they at? Where they at?
Yeah,
I'll,
bring it.
I'll get them."
Bring it. Bring it on. Come on.
Clementine finally let me see her babies, and they are just gorgeous. I don't know if I could get back there and get one though. This way back there in the want some fur? You
Boy,
need
look
to
at that.
line any coats or anything?
Throw it out in the bushes outside. The mama birds will love it. They'll pick that stuff up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'll save it up for them. Clean out the garbage can. Well, she's like, where are they at? Where are they at? I'm tired of straightening up boys.
I'm ready to fight.
She will. She'll go after her when they're fighting, man. She goes right after them. She's like, nope, not on my watch. Oh, Aiden said their cat just freaked out. I'm sorry, Aiden. I'm sorry about that. I should have warned. Should have warned you. When people watch that, their cat, their dog's going to be like, what? What is that? I don't know those voices.
Oh boy. Yeah. Saw my favorite two neighborhood cats out there just this morning. And Mrs. won't budge. I want to go out there and rescue those cats. I know they belong to the neighbor, but I want to go out there and get them. She did. No. I'm doing good. Thank you, Bill Loop. Yeah.
You kidding, Gary?
Okay. Trying to stay out of trouble.
You kidding, Gary? He's got the Philippine women keeping him in line. He's good.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
Little tiny lady with a big frying pan.
Bong.
Bang. Yeah. She's in there doing the dishes right now. She usually cooks big casseroles for me, on a Sunday. I'm not sure what she's cooking right now. She usually makes enough of that so I can have about 2 or 3 days of food when she's at work, so I can't complain.
Yeah. Well, I had soft tacos tonight. They were chicken, of course. And the only thing I didn't have was sour cream. I was kind of disappointed, but oh well.
Sorry for yawning, but
that's all right.
Yeah, Mrs. When she went to mass and then she stopped off at the supermarket. When she got back home, she went napped for a few hours, and I just left her alone, man.
Good man.
She ain't a spring chicken no more. Let her rest all she wants,
I think I slept about 80% of the day away yesterday. I didn't get up until sometime afternoon, and I was like, wait, whoa, where'd the morning go? And of course my alarm clock wasn't set because it's a weekend. And I thought, well, okay, I'll be fine. And here come about 3:00 and I'm ready for another nap. I just could not keep my eyes open. I said, okay, I give up. I just laid down. I was like,
just go ahead.
Why fight it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're going to feel miserable sitting up trying to fight it. Just let it go. Let it go, Elsa.
Well, you know, all week I've been digging at that cherry tree stump, and I work out there every day for about 6 hours, and 85, 90% of it is digging the soil away from the roots to get at them, you know. And man, 6 hours a day doing that for 5 days in a row at my age, I tell you, I'm tired. I took the day off, and I'll probably take tomorrow off. I got another couple small projects to do, but that ain't nothing but grunt work, man.
Yeah.
Not 20 years old anymore. I am not 20 years old anymore. The roots on that cherry tree are that big, and they're all wound around each other and sticking up out of the ground and coming back in and going in all directions. Oh my lord.
Yeah. I've got, I already started on another video. I think I may have shown these radios. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know. I've shown so much stuff on here. I don't know. I'm not gonna do a show and tell, Carol.
Hmm.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Shawnee, that is one heck of a stump. You know, it was a cherry tree, but it was rotten in the arch of the tree, and about so far down rotten, and each one of the limbs coming out of that center were about that big around, all of them. And it's like, and it's right near the house and the gazebo. It's like, you got to go. I I thinned the top of it last year, then I finished the top this year, and now I went out and bought an electric chainsaw. It's time to get it out of there, and I want to get as much of the roots out of the soil because the ants like any dead wood at my place. Ants get in there and infest it, so it's a lot of hard digging. You know,
You also have to worry about termites.
right, right.
So
Mhm.
once the stump is used up, it
Mhm.
go right for your house.
Yep, that's what they were doing. Barry, was that rotten part in the center was full of ants, and they were coming out of there making a trail to the house. And the last homeowners, they were kind enough to bury all kinds of wood underneath the crushed rock and in the beauty bark. And this year's much better because I found a lot of that wood and burned it. So this year's not too bad for ants. But last year, it was just a constant struggle, you know.
Yeah. Shawnee says, can you rent a piece of equipment and get it back there where the stump is to help get it out quicker?
I'm a cheapskate,
Yeah,
Shawnee.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm a cheapskate and I'm stubborn, you know. You ain't gonna whoop me out my ass. You ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna get you out of there. That's all. And make you all into firewood, you know. I already burned up a bunch of those roots.
Yeah, I agree there, Shawnee, and I think everybody's probably taking second looks at their budget lately.
You bet. You bet we are. Yep. Everybody is.
There's a $5 word from Belt Loop. Uh,
Hmm. Yep. I'm thrifty. How's that?
yeah,
Thrifty.
50.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's not going to be this may be unless another company sends me another radio to review for free. I guess this is probably going to be the last review because my budget is tightened up a whole lot. But
Yeah.
you done?
Did we? Did we lose Carol? I haven't seen her in the side chat for a little bit.
I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was 5 minutes behind.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to solo myself here. And like I said, unless a company sends me something again, like TalkPod did for free, this will probably be the last review. And I've had these for over a year. And these are Baofeng FRS. I'm 50-50 on these because they do have a weird quirk. And some people might not see it as a big deal, but for me, it's a deal breaker. Okay, so this radio has a knob that turns it on and off. But it's also the volume. I figure out where my camera is. So it's also the volume.
Oh, okay.
So that's convenient. I like turn type volume controls, especially on a radio. This one, however, when you want to change the volume, you push these up and down buttons, and there's no turning it down to a whisper. So let me turn the squelch off. It's going to be noisy. Figure out. Might have to get my glasses. You guys don't see this very often. I have to put my glasses on. Carol's asking, can't you drill holes in the stump and pour something in?
Yeah. Well, I got an electric chainsaw and a sawzall. And I just got new blades for both of them. Got new blades for both of them. And yeah, I want to get as much of that wood out of there, even underground. Get it out of there. And I'm stubborn as hell. I took the rotten part, and I waited for a 3-inch Forstner bit to come in from Amazon, and that just won't work. So yesterday I was out there drilling large holes with twist drills, and I'll take that block, and I'm making a rhubarb house. Drop another rhubarb inside there.
Okay, so there's this little button right here. It says monitor.
Uh-huh.
So, if there was chatter on it, it would be a whole lot easier, but there's no one talking on the 6. So that's as low as it goes. You can still hear it, but it's like if someone was talking or they pushed the call button. Everybody do this.
Uh-huh.
Whoops. Randy's going to be like, yes.
What the hell? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. No, we didn't hear that at all. I just changed the channel on that. I'm still on 5, where we usually talk. I may have found another problem with this radio. Huh. Well.
I prefer the knob because if you're in the dark, it's hard to find the volume up, volume down when it's on the front of the machine.
Exactly. So these are your volume. Also, if you press menu, it's your menu up and down options. So let me see. It's not like, okay, it would be okay if you just set it and forget it. But the whole volume problem is a no-go for me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it up. That's turning it up. Just one button, one push. That's not even all the way up. It's so freaking loud. Also,
Yeah.
I see another problem that I didn't even notice before. I was trying not to bother Randy and his brother on 5. So both radios are on. Both radios are on channel 6. I'm hearing them on. They're on channel 5. I'm hearing them on channel 6.
What the heck?
Maybe that's not
working
them.
well.
It may not be them. Randy. No, that wasn't them. That's probably someone else in the neighborhood. So
What? I thought I heard somebody say Barry.
we said hola.
Ola?
That's Randy. Okay.
Oh. Is that still on channel 6?
Yeah. Okay. I see what he's done. He's gone to 6. He figured me out.
Okay.
I see you figured me out. Oh, he's not going to answer now. No comprende. Okay. Anyway, I mean, yeah. Okay. So if you gave them your kids, they're going to have it loud anyway. That's just the way kids are. And they have earbuds, like an earbud microphone thing, and you'd be like blasting the little kids' ears out, right?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
I mean, this is not one of Baofeng's best. I'm going to tell you right now. They were cheap. They were like $20, but that's the problem, isn't it? They're cheap.
Yep. You get what you pay for.
So I'm not going to down them. It'd be okay to give to kids. You wouldn't really care too much if they, threw them in the mud or whatever. But
yeah,
if you were serious about using these for a business or whatever, nah, not so much. Not so much. I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do use FRS for business work, but and it's okay. The other side, GMRS, which shares channels with FRS, technically you're not supposed to use that for business because everybody in your business would have to have an individual GMRS license. A lot of these companies don't realize that. They just go to Walmart, buy some of them their radios they're like 5-pack for $90. Okay, here's some money. Don't go over now.
Yeah.
Oh, these are perfect. These will be great, and they're like stepping all over people. I don't know, Bob. I'm too critical. I do think that the charging adapter is really cool, though. Now this is USB-C.
Yeah,
it's a Y adapter, so you could charge both the radios off of one cord. That's really handy. I think they do weather. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. So it's not going to pick up anything right now. Not in this house. That's live action for you folks.
Yeah, the ones that I selected
Sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
recently, the ones I got recently, I think you saw them.
Yeah.
Yeah, good enough for just in case we got to get out of here. You know, good enough for us because they got an earbud thing, and
Ooh, that's really loud.
yeah, they're quiet enough to where if we got to dive in a ditch, you know, won't be heard, and we can put an earbud and a mouthpiece on it, and good
They
enough.
got yeah, and they have a real volume on it.
Uh-huh.
The
Yep.
following effects are expected. The frost could harm sensitive outdoor vegetation. It may be damaged or killed if left unprotected. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. The following is a frost advisory.
Oh, frost advisory. Oh.
Henderson, Bourbon, Boyle, Casey, Clark,
That's not even for my county.
Harrison, Jessamine, Lincoln.
It's picking up someone else's somewhere else in Kentucky. It's not my weather.
Oh, okay.
But we're still under a frost advisory. Yep. So I'm gonna do a review on those. It'll make more sense, hopefully. But I don't know. They're okay. I mean, if you want to hand them to the kids and not worry about anything, yeah, they'll be fine. I just wouldn't put the earpiece on it if you want to save your kids' hearing. You know. Take me down. I'm not that impotent. There we go. Oh, Bob is all blurry. There we go.
I'm all blurry.
It's
I
all
need my new
blurry.
glasses.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, Gary, is you have two volume level. Well, you have about 5 volume levels. The lowest is a whisper. The rest is, hey, can you hear me now? You know, it's like,
Oh boy.
so unless they address that problem, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to set them aside, not even use them because the volume is just unruly. But they work really well. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I can allow trolls on my channel. Or goblins for that matter. What's going on, neighbor?
Lo comprende.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Chico. Chico, where's the man, Chico? Shawnee said, oh, looky there.
You never know when I may pop in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably threw you for a loop. I started early.
Yeah, it's all good. How come my names are not showing?
I don't know.
Weird.
Huh.
Weird, ain't it? I know
Yeah.
I typed mine in.
Let me go into the settings. I can fix that. Something's been.
Well, it ain't no big deal. I mean, but
I'm sure something's been checked off or whatever. Yeah, display names. Yep, that's what it was.
There we go.
Shawnee wants to know what I've been up to. Quite a bit yesterday. Not so much today. Only getting ready to. I covered my above ground plants. Covered them in case it frosted tonight or in the morning.
He's over there
Let's
showing
check
us all up.
talking about that. Thanks for mentioning that, Randall. I'm gonna check out weather forecast here.
And they're
I
giving,
might have to bring
if you got
bring my
any, if
plants
you got
in
any
and
plants out there, if they're giving frost, you better bring them in. It wouldn't hurt anything if you can. I
yeah.
mean, it's about 50-50 that it will frost here, but I got, 25, about 30 tomato plants and about 4 cabbage plants and about 4 cucumbers. Well, I ain't got my cucumbers out yet, but I covered all them up today, which I really didn't want to do it on a Sunday, but I had to, so I went out and grabbed it after church. I come in here and went to gathering buckets and everything I could think of to cover everything over with. Old underwear and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'll work. Mm-hmm.
I even went to my neighbors and took some off their line.
Oh man, I can't believe you would stoop that low. I don't know if I'd be touching there.
Desperate people do desperate things, dude.
Well,
No,
I've
I
heard
can't
stories
lie.
about your neighbors.
I didn't do that, but it probably would have come down to it, probably. Nah, I've got everything covered up now. Probably, just in case. They're little. Well, if they'd been just a little bit bigger, I probably wouldn't have worried so much. But they're about, they're about probably, let's see, about that tall. Some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was afraid if I let them, I frosted, and their stems wasn't really strong, but I was afraid that frost would have wiped them out. They don't take much. I put too much work in yesterday.
Yeah, he's so much further ahead on tomatoes than I ever thought to be. But
I put 4 rows of corn out, and I'm gonna tomorrow, the next day, and probably tomorrow, I'm gonna put 4 more rows out. That'll just about finish out my garden as far as room. I got the corn. I might as well just put it out.
Yeah.
And sit back and wait for the coons.
Yeah. They'll be sure to find it.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
sneaky.
gonna be sitting on top of. See, I got a building right. My storage building right above, right next to the garden. So I'll just climb on top of that sucker with a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
They come in there, I'll snipe them. Of course,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can do. I mean, I ain't got no dog tie out there, which I probably could got my brother's dog. I could have hitched him up there, but
Yeah.
I'll wait till it gets further along before I even worry about anything like that.
Is anyone missing a black dog down your way, neighbor?
I have no idea there, Barry. Well, you got one?
There was one here last night. It was running around behind the house here.
There's no telling where that thing come from.
They're running it off. It was about a medium-sized black dog with a.
Yeah.
It was Al.
No, it ain't Allison's dog.
It was much smaller than Roxy.
Be right back.
There's no
All right.
telling Barry where that thing come from. To be quite honest with you.
It could have even come from Delaney's. Another dog that won't feed. Yes, I still have dirtbag neighbors, folks. What could you do? They leave me alone, I'll leave them alone.
Yeah. Well, it could be crossroad. Never since I thought about that. But, oh Lord, I dread going out there and picking up all that crap out of my garden in the morning. Oh, it looked like a yard. Somebody had a yard sale down through there.
Yeah.
I had a half a roll of plastic. I stretched it out, made me a little tent and for it and everything. And potting pots. I had about quite a bit of them. I turned them up on top of them, and God, it looked like a yard sale. Somebody left the trash.
Well, I knew a guy when I lived in Harrison, Ohio years ago. He built some kind of clear plastic teepees around his tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think they were full of water, but it seemed like they were. I don't sound right.
Each individual plant?
Yeah, each individual plant had like a plastic
Golly.
thing around it. Really thick plastic. It was clear, see through.
Man, that's a lot of work.
It is.
I mean, I can see the point in it, but golly. Now, if they were convenient enough where you could just, after you took them off, you could stack them and put them up somewhere, I'd be fine. But
it seemed like they were hard plastic, but I don't know what. I don't want to say that they were full of water. Maybe it was just the way the sun was going through.
If they would done it for frost, I doubt it would have been full of water.
No, but it was how he started them, and they were like about a foot tall already, where everybody else was about as tall as what yours are. And I was like, dude, whatever you're doing. And he brought us a whole mess of tomatoes that year.
The concept,
dude, they were so good.
That water would insulate it from getting frost on it. It would help like a blanket. It would give it insulation.
Maybe that's what he was going for.
I think that's what it.
It wasn't hydroponics. But
No. I can imagine what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
If you could imagine a road, a traffic cone.
Mm-hmm.
If it was clear and the top was cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had wood chips in the garden between each plant, and the wood chips are weighting the plastic down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they probably had a lip going all the way around it where he could put rocks or something down on to hold it down.
Yeah.
But I mean, he brought us the whole mess of tomatoes, and we were almost tired of tomatoes that year, but they were so good. I remember the ex's grandma canned a whole lot of them. I had to help her with it, but yeah. Well, she almost wore that canner out that year. She said, well, this has saved me a whole lot of money. I said, well, you want any more, let me know.
Yeah.
But I bet she had some for over a year after she got done.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. is in there cooking some chicken and some pork right now. So she was being quiet when I was asking what's for dinner, so I'll just leave her alone. Okay, darling, chicken and pork. Okay, later.
Hmm.
When she's quiet, that means just leave me alone. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that silence says a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Let me ask you about Loop. I don't think I've ever asked you this, and I'm going to lead up to something we're having a problem with in our county. And I addressed this earlier in the live about an hour ago, but Gary, you guys have to deal with radios there at the hospital, or do you even have to carry one? Because our county is in serious need of radios, and people need to know how to use the freaking things. And you can ask Randy. We've sat there many a times on the radio. We've sat there and poked and gouged at these people because we're listening to it on the scanner, and it's like you have to have your scanner wide open to hear these people. They're like 34 to dispatch. Go ahead, 34. We're 10-8. And I'm like, what did she say? And I've heard, we've heard dispatch say you're 10-1. Well, they weren't 10-1. They just afraid to use a freaking radio. And turns out that what was it? 2 times in a row, they've made a report about their radios not working.
Yeah.
And Gary, I just wondered if you have to fool with radios, where your work is tied in with the county. It's just bad. It's like I said earlier, it's bad when your communications is crap. And, good communications is key for everything to work like it should. If I was to say there was a pileup on Highway 127, there were 5 casualties, but I'm going, there's a pileup on Highway 127. It's like, if you have to turn your radio all the way up to hear me, if I was dispatch, I'd be like, can you speak up louder, please? I don't care whose feelings it would have hurt.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, they should.
I would be like, speak up. It's not all the radio's fault. A lot of it is they're just not teaching people how to use them.
They're too lazy. One time.
Or the microphone is over on the, like Randy said here a while back. He said the radio's hanging up on the dash, and they're back there about 3 or 4 feet away from it, grabbing, just keying it while it's still on the hook. Come on, people. Hey, if they pay me the right amount of money, I'll teach them. And then I'll be telling them, hey, look, stop buying used radio equipment, get some new stuff, spend some real money. Instead of, I think that's what they done, Randy. I think they bought somebody else's headache, and they're just using it because the county didn't want to spend a lot of money.
I don't doubt that.
Someone pocketed the rest of the money. They probably gave them plenty of money to buy a nice radio system, but they just somebody put the rest in their pocket. Oh, let them use this county's old stuff. It's only about 30-year-old, but go ahead and let them use it. Better than nothing. Till somebody's loved one dies, something bad happens, and someone decides to look into it. And dispatch will, they'll look at the records, they'll pull the tapes, and then they'll be like, well, here's what happened. Nobody could hear anybody. And then you'll have the county have a lawsuit on their hands.
It's a joke, to say the least. Now, I know I've dealt with it long enough. I know that it's laziness for a whole lot of them. They don't want to put that mic to their mouth.
Yeah.
a lot of it, because I had to deal with that when I worked EMS. I got on too. I told them, stick that thing next to your mouth. Don't be afraid of it. It ain't gonna bite you.
Nobody can see you. All they hear,
No.
they hear you. They don't see you.
You're,
Don't worry.
you're good. You don't be afraid.
It would be like me covering my microphone during a live, and just expect you all to understand me. This isn't cool, is it? I don't know. Even the railroad's robot telling you everything's okay with a train going through. I could understand it better than I can dispatch or EMS. It's back there in a holler. Okay. Yeah. I was never EMS or anything like that. I worked a racetrack over in Corbin, and I had to buy my own radio because he didn't have an extra. And I was looking around, and I'm talking on. This is when the Valpang UV5R first hit the market, and I bought one for like $30. And these guys are running around. They're using Motorola's. Some of them, the plastic protector was off of the antenna. Some were like duct taped together. The batteries duct taped to the back of the radio, and they sounded, fuzzy. And they're like, "Well, why does his radio sound so much clearer?" And I said, "Well, for one thing, I bought my own." And I said, I almost said because you guys' radios are old, but I thought, nah, because the boss was listening. I thought if I said that, I'd have been out of there. But it was the truth. Every one of their radios was just, looked like it got, they went on eBay.
First responders, true, police, fire department, EMS, that they're going to have top-notch radios. They update them, or at least they did, about once every 2 years. And to be on a service line and not have a working radio, I don't think I'd want to be there myself.
Yeah.
Or at least
that can lead into some real danger.
Yeah.
So that's what, and I hate to think that way, but it could lead to it. It could lead to a problem, and it could cause a family to lose somebody, and then a lawsuit. And then I don't think our county's ready for that. I don't think this county.
It's about like everything else, dude. That there's no accountability.
Yeah. Well, they're all pointing fingers at each other. They're not looking at the whole picture and want to accept the fact that somebody screwed up somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably a million things we could talk about Casey County, but I mean, I can't. We really can't complain up here, up north, other than taking law enforcement so long to get here. Yeah, we pretty much keep to ourselves and we handle our own business here, and what can we do really?
Boy.
Wow, Carol. Oh.
It's definitely somebody they need training. Almost all of them need training. Fire department ain't bad on that. Now, you can hear them. They know how they get up in the radio and talk on it. But EMS bad. But
They're almost so laid back that they're not doing their job.
well, this ain't no stab to women or anything, but everyone that does that is one of them women on there. I don't know if they're afraid to talk on it or what's going on with them, but now there've been a couple guys on there that was a little lazy on the key, but yeah, it's like they stand about 5 or 6 foot from the mic. They're
Yeah.
talking on it. You know, well, it's dispatch's fault. They should be able to tell them, say, hey, or at least make a report and have them straighten it out.
Hey, she's probably wearing a headset. She's probably got her hand on that volume constantly.
Yeah, they could file a complaint to the EMS director, and that's a. You can hear them. That's all they have to do. I think we had that problem one time. That's what they done.
Oh, I saw a good video. I think it was just yesterday. It was right here in Washington State, small town
Phew.
up in the mountains. And this one fellow, 60-something-year-old guy, was off his rocker. And there's 2 police officers were there. And thankfully, the neighbors were armed because both the cops shot at the guy's house because he opened up on him with a shotgun. He hit both the cops because he was shooting buckshot. Got one of them right in the face and the other one somewhere else. But then the neighbor stepped up and took over. You know, one guy took out his 9mm and dumped it right into the guy's kitchen window where the shot came from. 2 guys on the other side of the street with a shotgun and a rifle, and you know, they started opening up on that guy. One guy was amped up. He's like, I'm a veteran, man. You let me in the fight, you know. And next thing you know, both those cops hit the ground, and here come the neighbors. Boom, 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 boom. You know, yeah, we need to ban firearms in Washington State.
Yeah.
They saved the first thing. One of the neighbors went around the corner and he opened fire on the guy barricaded inside, while 2 more of the neighbors grabbed the police and drug them inside the garage for cover. It was like, you know, people here in Washington State are a bunch of liberal crybabies. You know, these guys knew what to do. Grab the wounded guys, get them under cover, and start applying first aid while the other neighbors opened fire on the nutcase.
They'll probably
we're all
get
a bunch
charged.
of hippies here.
They'll probably get charged for it.
I don't think so. I don't know who's going to get charged against them, because one of the SWAT team guys from the county, which took them a while to get there, one of the SWAT team goes, who are the guys that were shooting? Man, I want to talk to them. You know, it's like,
yeah. Well, then
they saved the life of those 2
might
cops.
not get out.
Both of them.
Nothing might not happen then.
No, they won't. They won't, because they saved the lives of the 2 cops.
Yeah.
Because both of them got hit with
afraid
buckshot, and both of them went right down.
You know how liberal things are now.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it didn't sound like it to me, because the SWAT team guys wanted to meet the neighbors and shake their hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's okay then.
Because they say,
Yeah.
one of the cops, it took so long to get help up there. As soon as another officer arrived, one of the cops wasn't hurt too bad. He got a buckshot pellet somewhere in his face, and he grabbed his partner and threw him in the car, and he was driving to meet the EMS. And you could hear the cop on the radio or on his body cam, and every once in a while he'd go, because blood was coming into his mouth. You know, The neighbors saved those 2 cops, no question about it. Drug them in the garage. First aid right away. Started packing gauze on the wounds, and then opened fire, return fire. It was like, good for you guys, you know. Yeah, we're all a bunch of liberal hippies here in Washington State.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. That ain't
That
gonna
was-
be the
I was-
only incident.
I was proud to see that, though. Some of the neighbors stepped up. It was a
You're
good
gonna see a
thing.
lot more of that too. Before
Yep.
it's over.
Mhm.
People
Yeah.
might get ready for that. It's coming.
You know it. You know it.
It's gonna be coming to
You know it,
a
Randall.
neighborhood near you.
Mhm. And before you arrived here, I mentioned to some of the people in the chat that they're already shutting down the highways across the country, you know, with the protesters, radicals, and all that. And
Yeah.
I just recommended everybody put a little bit of food and water inside their cars,
Eh,
you know, in case you get stuck out there. You know.
I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, that's my preparedness stuff for the day. But I was proud to see that some of the guys here stepped up, but none of them did anything until the 2 cops hit the ground. And then it was like, okay, green light, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, well, my take on them protesters blocking the road, it only takes somebody in an 18-wheeler just to plow right through them and be done
Yep.
with it. That'll break that quick. 'Cause, I mean, as long as people stop, well, I don't want to hit nobody, you know, but that's what's going to happen, though.
Eventually.
There's going to be somebody going to be mad. They're going to had their belly full of it, and they're just going to say, you know,
Hmm.
I'll take care of this.
I think it was during the Floyd riots in Seattle. One guy did that. Little cupcake girl and a couple of her friends were trying to stop I-5 in the middle of the
Uh-huh.
night, and he was a black guy, and he came out of downtown Seattle getting on I-5, and he wasn't stopping because he saw what was going on downtown. He wasn't, and he ran one of them over and killed her. Boom, you know. But the news
Yeah.
never mentioned what color his skin was, but because he was black.
Yeah,
But
well,
I think he did the right thing. I mean, if you see all that stuff going on downtown, fires and people get
Yeah.
killed, and then you go block me on the freeway. I'm not stopping. You know,
well,
he
like
did
I
that.
said, it's just going to take one person that just had his belly full,
Hmm.
and you know they're not going to care. They're just going to plow right through them. It happens all the time. If you on the news, you hear people. There's like a 60 or 65-year-old woman just plowed through a whole group. I can't remember where it was at here in the States. I can't remember the state it was in, but
Yeah.
it might have been a birthday party or something. You took and plowed right through the whole group of people there.
Hmm.
You know,
They
they say she's intoxicated.
Well, she might have been. You never know.
But then again, you know.
But I did see another instance in Seattle before, while the George Floyd stuff was going on, and they stopped traffic. And this Filipino nurse, she came out of the car and she went right in front of these protesters, and she said, "I'm a nurse, and there's some other doctors who need to get up to that hospital. Can you please move for us? That, you know, save the endangered butthole spiders or whatever, you know." And
Yeah.
this black guy, well built, probably about 40 years old. He's on his way to work, and there was one young black man, and he went right for that black man, the young black man, and he talked that young guy right off to the side of the road and left him with his pants full of his own pee, because he wasn't having it, you know, because that mature black man's got a family to feed, you know. And he saw some college age punk black man. He went right for him, and man, that kid was standing there shaking and shit, because and he didn't raise his voice. He didn't curse at him, but he explained the way of the world to that young guy, and he stood off the side of the road. Oh,
Yeah.
I got a family to feed. You know, you're taking food out of my family's mouth. That's all I heard. And they stopped traffic because there's one area of Seattle's called Pill Hill. It's where most of the hospitals are built up above Interstate 5. And yeah, so we call it Pill Hill. That's
Pill Hill.
My wife's worked in a couple of those hospitals, and they stop, and you know, here comes this Filipino nurse. You got to clear the road. You know, she's in her scrubs. She says, "There's other doctors behind me, and we can't get to the hospital." Whatever they were protesting, you know, I can't breathe or whatever that stuff was.
Or it might have been, could have been, they might have been protesting. Don't rape the chipmunks. Don't rape the chipmunks.
I'll tell you what, Randall, I think one of the most memorable bumper stickers I ever saw in my life was like 1988, coming home from the Everett division. And it had everything on that bumper sticker. It had everything. Nuke the unborn gay whales for Jesus. I'm trying to drive my way home. I was just howling, man. Everything on one bumper sticker. Nuke the unborn gay whales for Jesus. Oh my God, really?
Hey, Carol, which are you going to do first? Go to bed or shower? Which are you going to do first? It'd probably, you know, shower first, then go to bed. Be kind of hard, unless you're into that. Shower in the bed. I mean, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You got them plastic on your mattress, you know, waterproof, you know.
If that's how you feel your waterbed, no.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But I don't know how people do it down in Florida. That are in the appendage of the country. I mean,
I'm not sure if she's going to answer you, Randall. She's just sitting there.
What's she doing, Bob? She's sitting there trying to think.
She said it too, or she said it several times on her live. In a roundabout way. Florida was yeah. And the Keys was a dribble. Well, that's as far as I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying nothing, Carl. I'm just wanting to know. But you have a good night anyway. In between showers.
Yeah. One of my neighbors just got home. Her husband, I think he's working out of town off and on, so I keep an eye on her at her house when she's gone.
Yeah, what'd she look like?
American Indian. Yep.
Okay.
She's one from one of the tribes that are on the east side of the mountains. She's okay. She's one of those people that kind of a no BS kind of a lady, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all racially divided or whatever. Oh, what a crock, you know. I'll go into that one more time, you know.
Don't mess with Florida, Randall. People throw gators here. Sweet dreams and God bless you all.
You hear of a damn gator come crashing across the window in Kentucky, you know who it is.
Yes, Carol.
You know, you need to not bother everybody with y'all's animal problems down there. Nobody cares if they're in Kentucky about your gator problem.
First recorded flying alligator. First flying alligator landed in the state of Kentucky.
I'm sure there's one or two out here. There's people bring them up here and think, oh, it's going to make a great pet.
Yeah.
till
Yeah.
it gets scary, and then they're like, "Oh my God, turn it loose!"
Yeah, that's crazy.
I saw a
Yeah.
video was it yesterday or today. I saw a video, and these people, these idiots, they saw some bear cubs. They thought it'd be cute to grab some bear cubs over the fence, have
No.
their picture took
No.
with them,
No.
and the first thing that came to mind was, "Where's Mama?" Because she's not far off.
You know she's going to be right there. Yeah.
And then they dropped one because it got loose, and it's on the wrong side of the fence, Bob.
Oh Lord. Have
Running
mercy.
back and forth, trying desperately to get back over the fence.
Oh my Lord.
The fence was there to keep it where it belongs, not out there.
Oh.
God. Whoever was filming was yelling, "Leave it alone. Now it's scared and it can get back over
Uh-huh.
to its mama."
Uh-huh.
Of course, there was some other words added to it, but, I cleaned it up. But if it had been me, I'd have been up in their face. And then I would probably would have called animal control and said, "Can you help me get these bears back over the fence?"
Folks forget that Mama black bear is around 400 pounds. That's almost the weight of a full-grown cow.
Yeah.
And yeah, and did anybody get all torn up, or were they able to get out of it?
I don't know, because it was one of those shorts, so
Yeah, well,
Oh, okay.
weird. People are so stupid.
Yeah, I saw another video just yesterday, I believe. I think he was here in Washington State, up in the Cascades, and he was mushroom picking. I don't know what he was doing out in the woods, but he's walking down an old logging road, and he saw two cougar cubs in the logging road, and he was filming them for a little while, and then mama came after him. He's lucky he did the right thing. He started walking backwards and screaming and waving his arms and all that, and he filmed the whole thing, and she chased him for like 5 or 6 minutes down the road backwards, and she didn't leave until he was able to pick up a rock and throw a rock at her, and then she finally turned around and ran back to her cubs.
Have a good night, Bill Loop. Thanks for stopping in.
For me, if I saw, well, I did run it across a situation like that, but we were in a Jeep. But as soon as you see a baby out there in the woods, man, get away from it now.
And the average black bear has a bite force of up to 800 psi.
Ow! Ooh!
A grizzly has 1,000.
Oh. Well, there goes your hand or your forearm or something like that.
It says here they could split a person in half.
Oh, I believe it.
No, thank you.
Uh-huh.
No, thank you. I hope they weren't thinking they were going to take them home with them. That guy was bad enough to did a photo shoot, photo op.
I can get away from that right now. Yeah, we were up in the Cascades, and we saw a baby cougar in the ditch on a logging road, kind of wandering around. And then there was another one on the other side of the road. And we're in a topless Jeep, and somebody saw Mama was off to the left-hand side and slapped who was driving? That was a long time ago. Go, go, go. And so he floored it. He didn't hesitate. He just floored it. And Mama was right there with her butt up in the air, wiggling her butt like a house cat getting ready to pounce. That's what she was going to do. So thank God he got out of there. I think it was Dean was driving. I think it was Dean. Yeah. Boom. He just punched it,
Wow.
We learned our lesson. Don't just, you see a baby, anything, get away from it.
Yeah. I don't think I'll watch them from a distance. That's good enough for me.
Me too.
Um, here I was actually looking for that video. I thought it was sent in the group, but anyway. So teens are using a pantry staple to get high. Here's what you need to know.
What?
And let's see if it comes up for me. Let's take that off of there.
Was it sterno or something?
Wait till you see this. Just get a load of this, dude. Let me bigify it so it's a little easier. Oh, it's not showing. There it goes. Okay. Computers
Nutmeg.
So kids are using nutmeg for a high. What parents need to know.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So there's a TikTok channel that apparently this woman is a teacher or whatever. She works at a school. She she checks kids' bags, for things that they shouldn't have in school.
Yeah.
And they said, "What's in here? What's this?" And there were little vials of nutmeg. And said, "It's nutmeg for culinary class." Oh, so she puts it back in there and sends them on their way. She's still a little hesitant about this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sees the culinary teacher that day and she said, "Okay, so I ran across a few things in my kids' bags." She said, "What are you cooking over there that needs nutmeg?" She said, "Nutmeg? We don't need nutmeg for anything we're cooking. Why?" She said, "Because there's a whole lot of kids with it." And then I guess they did some research and found out that you eat a certain amount of it, you get a high off of it. Here, how nutmeg can make a child high. Nutmeg is a popular and powerfully flavored spice. A tiny bit goes a long way. This is what helps pumpkin spice lattes and autumn themed baked goods get their flavor. That's why it may be hard to imagine anyone tolerating eating large enough amounts to get high. The high comes from the myristic, I don't know, a natural occurring compound in nutmeg. It's also found in other spices such as dill and parsley. It is unclear exactly how much nutmeg is required to produce hallucinogenic effects, but the effects are thought to be caused by inhibition of monoamine oxidase, an enzyme responsible for the metabolism of serotonin and other. Oh, good Lord. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It has been postulated that ingestion of as much as 15 grams of nutmeg can produce these effects. There's no clearly established dose of nutmeg that will reliably induce hallucinations in a teen or an adult. Whew. I don't think.
Oh, man, they're getting desperate.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, a lot of states nowadays, it's legal. Just go, just go buy some weed, for crying out loud.
Don't take it to school, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm sure. Okay, well, here's her video. We'll play this for educational purposes.
Trying to stay one step ahead of these kids is exhausting.
Well, it's not going to play. Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I'm a youth leader. I know. It sucks.
Nutmeg.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So I guess it's not going to, doesn't want to play.
Let me just
No.
tell you what I heard today. It is flippin' wild. One of our local schools had a backpack check today, and a couple couple of the kids had these little bottles of nutmeg in their bags. And so she would like look at them and she's like, "What do you have nutmeg for?" And they were like, "Oh, culinary class." So she was like, "Okay, whatever." She puts the nutmeg back in their bag. Nothing's there. Send them on their way. So then they're at lunch and she's talking to the culinary teacher and she was like, "What are you guys making that needs that much nutmeg?" And the culinary teacher said, "What are you talking about? We're not making anything with nutmeg." She said, "No, I was searching bags this morning and a couple students had nutmeg in their bags and they said it was for your class." And the teacher goes, "Yeah, no, we're not using anything, so I don't know what they're talking about." Well, the resource officer overheard them and he was like, "They had nutmeg in their bag?" And she said, "Yeah." And he was like, "You remember which students?" She was like, "Yeah." So she goes and looks up the students. The resource officer goes in the classroom, looks in their backpacks, and finds little jars of nutmeg. They're all suspended.
Uh-oh.
You know why they're all suspended? Because these flippin' teenagers have figured out that you can use nutmeg to get high.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
nothing sacred anymore? Like,
Yeah.
what? I want to know how they even figured this out.
She looked like she ate some nutmeg and got high.
Probably did.
I'm high.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Radio Man.
Nutmeg. And what's going to be next? Salt?
You would think the parents could smell that on them. It's not. It's not a subtle.
Normally, Barry, that would be the case, but we don't live in normal times. Parents nowadays, they don't pay 2 seconds worth of attention towards the kids, what they're doing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
There's a minute few parents that actually do, that take the time. And you can see the results of their kids by doing so because they're better behaved and everything else like that. But the ones that just let's run ramshot all over the country, they don't care.
Uh-huh. I ran into a situation like that myself. We used to run around with another couple a few years ago. She's Filipina, and her son was, a year or so younger than my daughter. And I pay close attention to my kids, man. When they came home from school, I'd have a sit down with them every day. What was the best thing? What was the worst thing? What did you talk about at lunch? Take an interest. Okay, so we were all going out again, and that other couple sitting right across the table from me, and they're both. I called them phone junkies because they could not put their phones down. My daughter is sitting right next to me at the table. Their son was running all over the restaurant. I mean, he's like 10. He's old enough to know better than to behave like that.
Oh, yeah, he is.
That's exactly how they were. They were sitting there, and I called them, "Hey, you phone junkies, your son's running around the restaurant." Justin.
Did you say something, Bob?
Justin.
But we know you are.
And I stepped in, and I'm not real popular. In fact, they don't hang out with us no more because I stepped in, and I'm just that kind of a jerk because he's old enough to know better. And I said, "Hey,
10-year-old, my Lord."
Come here. You need to go sit down next to your parents. This is not acceptable conduct." And he was like, and my daughter was right there. Oh, just a minute, Mom. I'll be back. My daughter's sitting right next to me, and she looks at him and goes, "Listen to him. Listen to him. You're embarrassing yourself." And I said, "If your phone junkie parents can't put the damn thing down to pay attention to their kid, and they both went, oh man, that is a fact, man. That is a fact. They just don't talk to their kids,
No, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was so embarrassed. I mean, that I had to do that. That somebody else had to step in. But guys, he was like standing in the middle of the restaurant, shaking his butt, you know, and his parents didn't even notice because they're phone zombies.
Oh God.
Well, I'm gonna bounce out of here, folks. Mrs. got my dinner ready, so
All righty then.
take
All right,
care,
see ya,
Randall.
Bob.
Take care,
Well,
Barry.
See you, Bob.
You take care of the missus and the kids there. Yeah. I'll let you go. Wow.
You haven't been
And
trying it, have you,
Howard.
Shawnee? I bet Shawnee's been trying it.
Wow. Holy crap.
Oh, that's what they do.
I wonder how many times people have just overindulged on holiday foods and thought it was just the food was making them feel that way.
Huh.
She said, no, I Googled it.
Sure you did.
Man, I cannot imagine being that hard up.
That's pretty desperate, I must say. That there is pretty. That ranks right up in there with sniffing gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much right in the same category, sniffing gasoline. Now they'll have a big ban on nutmeg.
Yeah. You'll have to find a Walmart associate to ask them to unlock the nutmeg case because
Yeah, it'll be behind a clear
and you'll have to
black.
show your driver's license.
Yeah, you gotta show your driver's license. You gotta be over.
Remember
18.
that with the Sudafed and stuff like that because they were
Mhm.
making dope out of it. Walmart did well. Walmart's still doing it, aren't they? Yeah, they still got some stuff under lock and key.
What's she talking about? What's Shawnee talking about? It was like 13 years old. Was that how old you were when you done it, Shawnee? Got high on nutmeg. No, I Googled it.
Well, I guess because it's been, let's just go back to what the Bible says. What is sweet is bitter, and what's bitter is sweet. Everything's
Yep.
changed. Everything's flipped.
Well,
So what's viewed as evil is good, and good is evil.
that's why they want you. They want to portray it as that, but it's not really. But that's their portrayal, and if they preach that enough, everybody will believe it.
Yeah.
But you got to be grounded in your faith, and unfortunately, this country has gone down the tube. I just don't really, Barry. I just don't really think it's never going to be back like it used to be. Never. And we might well start getting used to it right now. I don't mean to be a doom and gloom, but things are so entrenched right now. Evil is so entrenched that it's only going to take the hand of God to get rid of it, and really, truly, He's not going to. I think that we had our chance, and I think we're going to have a small bit of a chance to repent and come back to Him. But if we don't, this country don't, He's going to put His wrath on this country. Now, everybody might well get ready for that. You can't have all this homosexual and immoral stuff going around here in this country, or in the world for that matter. But I'm talking about this country. You can't have that and expect not to get some kind of repercussions from it. Because we are no better than Sodom and Gomorrah. No better. And look what he done to them. And look how many times he chastised Israel when they slid back from him. We're no better than they are. So that's just my take on it. If it hurts somebody's feelings, I'm just sorry about that. It sounds like if it does, then they got a problem. They need to work that out. But, you know, I just don't think this country's ever going to get back in shape again. I don't care who's president. And I do believe if the demos get back in power, we're pretty much done for. And even if Trump does get back in there, I just don't still say it's not going to be no better. It might be somewhat better, but it won't be a whole lot different. It won't. We'll still have the same immoral transgressions going on. They're not going to ever get rid of that. And everything else, killing babies right and left. And they're talking about now aborting them when they're 9 months. You got things like that going on. They ain't going to change. Nope. And
Well,
I don't think we can get.
wake up, when you wake up, you get up in the morning, you get your morning coffee, and whether you look at the news or not, you could step outside your house, and as soon as you're out there in the public, if you can't feel it, if you can't feel the change, you're not awake enough to what God's trying to tell us. Because it's not just in our face, but you could feel it when you step outside. There is something very different.
Now people might think I'm crazy, which I probably am.
Could be.
But ever since that solar eclipse, look what all's happened.
Yep.
Since that day, look what all has happened, not only in this country, but around the world. And it just feels different now. It's like Barry says, it's just different. I don't mean to sound doom and gloom, but it is what it is. I mean, I tried to shake it off and say, and I'm thinking too much into it or whatever, but no, it's just, and you go out and about, and you can just see people, the way they're acting. They just don't care. And I don't know. I really don't. But we're not no better than the ancient times. You can't. Well, it's going to come back. It's going to come back down to the Antichrist ain't too far from coming on the scene. I can tell you that right now. But I don't know. I guess it depends on how a person wants to look at it. I mean, I don't think about this stuff all day long. I go about my daily life and stuff like that, but it generally just, you don't have to think about it. It just hits you right in the face.
Yeah.
You're not even looking for it.
That's why I say when you step out the door, it's when you feel it, when you're in your home.
Like, I try to see people for what, in a good way, but you just get that feeling from them, man. It's just like they were just soon to shoot you and look at you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you got a lot of good people out there, or you do. But there's the bad ones are outnumbering the good people. And not only the bad ones, it's the lunatics that are just allowed to just run willy-nilly all over the place. Some of them have positions of power. Some of them have jobs that they have no qualifications for, and in charge of airlines or in charge of train depots and ocean liners and barges and stuff. And you see what the result?
Is it you?
It's just pure mayhem. 20 years ago, those type of people would never been even allowed to pretty much more be in public. They would have thought they would have been in a mental asylum. They would have.
Yeah, now it's just commonplace.
Now it's so normal that, you know, that's the way it's just normal now for people to be crazy. So I guess I don't have nothing to worry about.
You doing? It's one of the bed hogs.
Yeah, Sonny, it's good to watch your plants come up. There's a kitty. There's a kitty.
Yeah.
Is that one of you, that batch you gonna get rid of?
Yeah. Yep.
Kitty. Are they eating anything much right now?
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, I guess whenever you get ready to, I guess I'll take two of them and see how they, and I hope they should. After a while, they'll be all right. I got a box. I got the old cat box here that they used to play in. Still got it. Stuff like that.
This is the one that follows me everywhere. And then she gets started, like she started climbing up on the couch when I take a nap or when I go to bed.
Yeah.
And there's the other calico follows right behind her, does the same thing, and then Dark Paw, being such a good daddy, he follows right there. He's like right there giving them a bath, which is it could take 15, 20 minutes, and I'll be laying there going, I wish he'd stop so I can go to sleep. Oh, you can't. Oh, let me
Well,
show
they're
you.
flowers, ain't they?
Oh yeah.
It's the way some of them most cats are. That, you know, the litter. All it takes is one out of the bunch to start doing something, and the rest of them will follow it.
Yeah.
Follow his example. There's always that one kitten that's basically the alpha kitten. He does everything first.
There's the other calicos over there by Phoenix. Phoenix will take a little bit out of the food bowl and then he'll stop and he'll step back and let the baby eat. And then the baby will step back and let him eat. So they take turns. Even though there's another bowl full of food right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're fun to watch.
Oh yeah, well, especially when they're playing.
The other ones I got to pick up Clementine's babies, and they're quite a bit bigger, but they're still on their mothers. So they were a few days, almost a week later than, they came a week later. So they got another week, I'd say, because she hasn't brought them out. So I'm probably going to have to bring them out and test them on food and see if they'll eat on their own.
Yeah, generally you'll probably have to bring them out yourself, because most time that's what I did.
Yeah, Mama's not.
When she had hers in the closet back there, I pretty much waited till they got climbing around by themselves. then I figured it was time to get them out because she wasn't going to. She was going to leave them right in there. She thought, but yeah, I brought them in the kitchen and brought them in here, and she tried packing them back. She tried to pack 2 at a time back in there, and she dropped it on the ground. She had a heck of a time. I said, you might well give up because they're going to come right back in here now. And they did. She tried putting them back in the closet. Didn't work. They started climbing out. Once they figured out they could climb out that closet, it was all over.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to clean this one's eyes, but here's one of Clementine's.
Ah, cute.
Yes.
They're cute.
Really fuzzy.
Yeah.
Their mama's fuzzy though, so.
Yeah.
And then she's got one that's all gray, except it's got a little white around its face and its belly. And then she's got another one that's kind of like this, but it's more of a striped. It's got stripes.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to have its eye cleaned. She's got them back in a corner there, and they're not getting out.
Yeah, they're not getting air circulation. It's
So
stuff back in there.
It's a little squirmy, aren't you? Hi. Yeah, there's people. There's people outside of that room.
She don't care.
Hi. Oh. Snatched up from his mama. It's like, what are you doing?
Mom ain't gonna like that.
Well, she'll get over it. She's out here looking for food now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take you back to your. I wish you could stay out here, but your mom's got other plans.
Yeah. Their eyes will clear up once they do, though.
Yep.
It'll start. I don't know. It's something. I don't know what it is, but as soon as they get out and look at it, I put eye drops in these here, and then after they start getting out on their own, it started clearing up on its own. Oh well. I don't think neither one of these cats would mind them. Because they're used to. Smokey, he might try to play with them. He's always wanting to play.
She's got.
Sylvester just don't care. He don't like Smokey hanging around him too much. He'll smack him when he gets. For a while there, Smokey would be right up Sylvester's butt. Every time he stopped, he'd run into him. And one day I was watching him, he done that, and Sylvester just turned around and went smack, 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 smack. Yeah, it was all over. He didn't do it no more. What'd you hit me for?
Come here.
I was just smelling your butt.
Come here. Oh, goodness. There's the mama.
Uh-huh. It looks like him.
Yeah.
Got the gray and white like it is, too.
Yeah, she's. Oh, Lord, she's
Oh,
a pretty good sized cat.
Boy.
But yeah, I think it's 10 after 12. I think I'm gonna call it because I started early tonight.
Yeah, I've been fighting sleep about all day. I ain't took no nap.
I wanted to,
I
but
don't
I
know if it
didn't.
was allergies or what it was, but I just so daggone sleep. I slept decent last night. I just, golly.
I don't know. I didn't. I didn't sleep great night before last. I dang near slept most of the day yesterday. It took 2 naps. It was like
Wow.
I just couldn't, function. I got outside, did a few things, and came back in here and felt like I was completely drained. And I was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't fight it. I mean, once you get that, you can't fight it anymore. And it's like, you can either fight it and get a headache, or just go ahead and get that nap. Well,
Oh yeah, it's yeah, sure, I've done a little bit too much. I've done more after I got done planting what I was going to plant. Yes, yeah, we didn't weeded neighbors around her house for her. I didn't want to, but I did anyway. Then I think I paid up for it. I think I just done too much. It wasn't because I wasn't used to work. It just sometimes your body, you can't do what you used to do.
no.
And I'm hard headed. Once I start something, I don't. It's hard for me to quit. I'm gonna put foam over rows of corn out, and that may be too much corn, but what I don't eat, I'll give it away. People want some of it. Huh? But yeah, we'll just have to see. I just hope it does pretty well. But I'm gonna try a different thing on them tomatoes this time around. I'm gonna guy told me what to do. What he did to his, he took got some powdered milk and made him a gallon of powdered milk and went right down through his potatoes with it. Each one of the plants, he said it gives them calcium.
Yeah.
Do it about once a week, maybe twice a week. And at one end of your row, dig a hole, and you pour your Miracle-Gro right in that hole and cover it over. On one end of the row.
Huh.
But I don't know. I'm gonna definitely try the milk deal. Because I do need calcium in that ground. That's why they're getting them little spots. That calcium deficiency.
Well, she told you, didn't she? Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for the night. But I appreciate you coming up here. And
all righty. Yeah.
we got 2 left in the chat. And I'm going to do one around 1 p.m. Wednesday. So it'll be 1 in the daytime. So I'll be live Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Good deal, Bob.
Your number is 763, repeating 763.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and hope to catch you on YouTube Street somewhere down the road. Keep your head on swivel. Things are going on a handbasket.
I'm glad everybody got to see me tonight. Bye-bye.